been a while since I've made a video, so I thought I'd just make a quick one again. I mean, this might be the last video of the year, but I just updating you on what's going on with my hobbying. Anyone who's following my Twitter and Instagram will have seen I recently finished off The Witch King, painting him slightly different to how he's usually portrayed, went for sort of a dirty white. What we've done else, I've also done Ogrins recently, and then right now I bought a few models from the most recent Lord of the Rings or Middle Earth MTO. So you can see I've got the three Twilight Ring Race that I'm in the middle of painting. Although I think I'm pretty much on the paint stage. I got the old Kardush there, the bigger, like sorcery person for the orcs. To be honest, I think I bought him because he was very rare for a while, and I was like, I'm gonna have to pick him up, and just because he's just been rare, so I have a go at painting him at some point. Painting the fire is gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a new challenge for me, and I'm actually really looking forward to that. But actually, as it stands, he may well be the last model I paint this year. And you'll also see next to the Twilight guys, I've got a couple of dwarfs. It's a Fault Warden team. It was just sort of when I was buying these things, I was like, do you know what? I'll pick up that. I wouldn't mind painting one of those. It'd be nice to have one of those in the army. If I ever decide to go down the route of playing battle companies, I'd probably want to, Moria. The Moria Expedition is one of the choices I definitely would enjoy playing, and they can have one of those, as a choice. It'd be quite nice to have the full roster for that. Maybe. I mean, I'm still missing Iron Guard. I might pick up some of those maybe in the new year. It's one of those things where I thought my Khazad-dûm army, I could leave it there. I could make over 1,000 points out of that. I can run them as Barlin's kind of expedition, or I can run them as sort of at the time of during the 6th, or any during really, I guess. I could do during the 7th if I wanted to, really. But then obviously maybe I was like, nah, I've not got that model, I'll buy it. So obviously I did. But yeah, this is sort of something I'm thinking I am now getting to the point in my life, certainly at the moment, where I don't really want to build armies again, so I don't think I'll be starting any new armies in the new year. Although I did play Star Wars Legion not too long ago. I say not too long ago. It's 2 months now, maybe. This year is just flying past. But that's something that could also happen. I must admit, I did really enjoy playing as the Grand Army of the Republic. I do like my clones. I mean, as much as I love the the original trilogy, Four to Six, they are great films. For me, I was sort of growing up, the Phantom Menace came out when I was like 7 or 8, so that was my introduction to Star Wars, was the Phantom Menace and the prequel. So I know a lot of people bash on them, but I think all three of them, even the first one, I think is great. So I think I'm just a bit more drawn towards playing from an army from the Clone Wars. Although saying that, the Empire does look like it could be fun. So anyway, that's something I'm going to be dealing with in the new year, is sort of deciding whether I'm going to buy a new army for a new game, and probably going to irritate my girlfriend. She'll be like, Sam, you already got enough armies. And then there's also the fact that I do now have quite a fair few Age of Sigmar models, actually. I've got I've got the start to small Sylvaneth army, so that's, again, I'm like, do I continue with that? I've always wanted to play Doors of Cain, so maybe I'll grab a box of those, and what's it, on the big battle packs or whatever, and maybe get that. And I guess then I've got an Alliance army, because they're both is it Order? Is there a Grand Alliance? It's like a play. I could have fun with that. We'll see what happens. I've also been meaning to get into Warcry for a couple of years now, and I've not managed to find the time. I haven't played 40k in 2 years now. I mean, I'll be honest. The Middle Earth strategy battle game, I love the way, I just love the whole system. It's probably to date my favorite game I've played, and I think it's going to be really difficult to push me off that. So I'm just happy just playing that at the moment. I've got so many models in my collection. I can build so many armies. I've been playing around with the idea of an Angmar army recently, because I played it once a few months back and really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, Khazad-dûm and Isengard, they're my 2 favorite armies. That's my good and my evil army, and I've got over 1,000 mods for each of those. I could do so many combinations. I played the Ugluk Scouts Legendary Legion this year. Really enjoyed that, so that's something I might. Actually, that's one of the armies I might take to a tournament if I get the chance. Again, what with work being, I'm all over the country at the moment. I'm hoping maybe next year I'll get a bit more time where I'm at least close to home, so I can get back every weekend. I can plan things a bit more rather than just being like down here, down in the arse and the nowhere in England. Or maybe I'll just have to like just think and bring stuff down with me and try and find tournaments around where I am. But unfortunately, as things can change week to week, it's not easy to plan, unfortunately, with the job. But just give me plenty of time to paint models. So there is something, when I finally get to be able to play games, I'll at least have nice, lovely painted armies. But yeah, that's sort of, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking in the new year I might just go down the route of just buy and paint just the models that I just want to paint and play with, and just not really worry about building armies. There's the Dernhal model. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, so that might be something that happens in the new year. But again, like I think maybe come to the new year I might have a bit of a break from the hobby. Well, from the painting and modeling aspect, I might leave that. Maybe, possibly. I've also been thinking about doing like an Iron Hills army for Middle Earth, but it would be converted from Khazad-dûm warriors, mainly just because it's a lot cheaper, but also because I've got the old school Dane. I really like the old sculpt. I've got Mjolnir and Dra. I do prefer the Khazad-dûm aesthetic. Like, I mean, the new stuff, the Iron Hill stuff from Forge World is really nice models. They do look amazing, but again, they're really expensive. I just like the Khazad-dûm aesthetic more. It just appeals to me more. Just I don't know. Yeah, I think it just had a more how I feel Middle Earth should look, and that's just just my personal preference. So that again is something I might do. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever really make a very playable army. What I'd probably do is buy a box of warriors or just scavenge some stuff off eBay and just go, oh, I'll convert these up. I'll probably convert some of the guys with shields to have spears or just short swords. Maybe turn the two-handed axes into mattocks, which I think would be really easy. I think again converting the bows into crossbows, I think that'd be really, really easy. I think I could do that pretty easy. I don't think they're going to be difficult conversions. If I do that, I might actually do like a series of videos and just sort of show people what I've done, so that if anybody else wants to follow suit and they're not quite sure how to do it, it's a cheaper way to build Iron Hills. I mean, because if you went down that route, you could just obviously buy like the actual Forge World Dane and then have him as your centerpiece of your army. That's this really expensive model that looks amazing. Because obviously the out of production Dane, I mean, he's got an axe. I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, he is still Dane. Certainly if I'm playing with friends, I can just run him as Iron Hills Dane, although I could always run him as the Reclamation of Erebor army list, because there's the new one for him and then the new sculpt. So I mean, that would be quite cool because he's got an axe. Could play him as the older Dane. Maybe converting up his son would be something I could do as well. There's lots of options I could do. I've also been thinking about buying Thorin's company because they are awesome. It's only 15 models and it's £30. It's one of these ideas where I keep trying to think of ideas to come back and try and actually get myself into doing more YouTube videos. Again, it's just not having the time to do it. I mean, I would like to get into doing more editing, make my videos actually better, because I know the quality is not great, and I know that's just not going to get me that many views if it's unfortunately crap quality. But yeah, that's something else I've been thinking is maybe if I just did get Thorin's company and be like, right, this is possibly the cheapest way to get into a game's virtual system, because that's a full 1,000-point army and 50 models for £30. I'll just sort of work through it. That'd be quite fun to just do a series of videos, follow me painting them, building them, playing with army lists. I could go from, 400 points, or, who obviously you got to have Thorin, but then it comes from there, which one or two dwarves do you have to have it regardless, and then working up from there, I could do 400-point games, I could do 500-point games, 600, 800, the full 1,000. I'm sure I could find some of my friends would help me play with that. I'm sure they'd love it. We can do the battle reports. And we could probably get in together. I mean, I think at least a couple of them will have Thorin's company, so we could all sort of do this together and decide what we want to do. But yeah, I mean, that's been me rambling along for long enough. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.